In 2012, I took a team to Kenya, Africa, and we were supposed to do a whole bunch of ministry. We were working on villages, we were building homes, we were speaking at schools, we were speaking in churches. The very next day, we were supposed to do this massive ministry. The night before the ministry was supposed to take place, about 10 p.m., I hear this muttering out in the living room area of the place we were staying at in Kenya. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. After about 45 minutes, he begins speaking in tongues, and it gets more and more intense. And so I went out there to this guy, and he's just like loudly speaking in tongues, and his back just had beads of sweat rolling down into a puddle in the small of his back. I tap him on the shoulder and I was like, "Hey, what's happening? What's happening?" And he kind of like came to and came out of it. And he's like, "I've been interceding for the ministry that's going to take place tomorrow. There's so many strongholds that need to be broken. There's so much that the Lord wants to do. There's so much that the enemy wants to do tomorrow. And I'm interceding on their behalf." And I remember thinking in that moment, that is what intercession is. Well, House Fires is happening this entire month, every Tuesday and every Thursday. Please only come to the House Fires if you are hungry for the Lord to move. This January, this month of prayer and fasting, is going to be a pivotal moment. And if you know anything about pivotal moments, they always start small. Think Martin Luther nailing his 95 Thesis to the door, Jesus being born in a manger. You don't actually fully recognize the impact and the weight of what has taken place, but over time you realize, oh, that was a major pivotal point. In 1 Kings chapter 17 and 18, there's a story of Elijah where he actually prays to God and stops the rain for 3 years, and then 3 years later he prays again. James 5 tells that story again, and it says Elijah was a man with a nature like ours, and he prayed earnestly that it would not rain in the land for 3 years, and then he prayed again and the heavens gave way to rain. Elijah is just like you. Now in 1 Kings chapter 18 verse 1, it says it was God's idea to send the rain. Prayer is not simply causing God to move, it is releasing Him to act. These house fires are releasing God to act.